if we get questions for Taya first, so she can go rate.
Taya, I saw your dad. You hugged your dad, I think, right after the game ended. Just what was he saying to you, and how nice was it for you to hit some shots this game?
It was wonderful. I mean, it's no secret I've been in the slump for a minute. So that was nice. And he just told me, good game, and we was trying to figure out if he was going to stay or not.
What was the difference?
Go ahead.
What was the difference for you tonight shooting? Was it shots going down, better shot selection? What was it?
I was just more focused. I was talking to Law and Shar and LZ before the game, and they just really got into me, and I was just determined to do better.
Taya, you and Andraya tied up Webb in that game. You gotta have some nerve to go in there and tie her up. What happened on that tie up at the end of the game? Did she say something, or any idea what the technical was about?
No, she didn't say nothing. I just kind of went, and she had no idea I was coming because I came to the backside and intentionally kind of just swing to get them off you. So I don't think it was intentional. She didn't do no harm by that, but it just looked like it. I kind of acted a little bit.
Jay, did you lose any confidence during this song that you talked about? I mean, how much was that weighing on you?
It was frustrating. I think just being mentally strong was very important, and I had great support around me. And I just knew I was capable of getting out of here. Like, I didn't think that was the kind of player I was, so I was just determined to do better.
All right, we'll let Taya go to radio. Open it up for questions from Vanderbilt.
Down, you had 3 blocks tonight, and the biggest one was in the third quarter. How did your team shut down Vanderbilt, who was a top 10 shooting team this year in the country?
Well, in general, we have pretty good perimeter defense, like around the 3-point line, defending shooters. It's just when teams begin to penetrate on us that we've been struggling this season. So, you know, I think we've been pretty consistent from the 3-point line with our defense all year. But like I said before, we just had to work on our one-on-one dribble penetration defense and knowing our personnel and who to help off of. I guess 2 of my blocks were from the help side, and so really just knowing who you were on and who you could help off of.
Andraya, could you talk a little bit about the press and the early turnovers by Vanderbilt? You guys are really trouble with them early on.
I think the press, that's just a result from our coaches. They spend so many hours watching film, and it's just a credit to them because, whoever the scout was, it was Dean at this for this game, and he spent a lot of time watching film, and he just told us, we're going to press them to start. He didn't think that they had seen the type of pressure that we're capable of bringing with our athleticism, and then we have really mobile posts as well. So with them in the back, and we just put in lineups that we thought were really going to be able to bring the pressure that they haven't seen this season, and I think it affected them early.
Diamond, how big were those jumpers from Cooper? They came in a stretch of the game when it was kind of close, and she gave you some separation there. I think it was maybe from a 3-point or 2-point game to a 9-point lead. Was the timing of it as big as just the fact that she was hitting those shots too?
Well, they were huge. I mean, for us, obviously, we were struggling at that particular moment in time, and for her to be able to step up and hit that many shots back to back to back, it was just huge. But I'm just happy for her, like being in the slump that she was in. I'm really, really proud that she was able to step up and understand that she still is that player and she's still capable.
Diamond, what does that mean? Y'all let them get back into the game, but to be able to close the deal after the struggles you've been going through, just what's y'all's reaction to this game, and what does it mean going forward?
I think it's just an eye-opener for us. We matched their intensity throughout the entire game. When they went on their runs, we went on our runs, and in the past it hasn't been that way. The other teams that we've lost to or even beat, they go on their runs, and we just kind of like, you see us deflate a little bit. And tonight, I really believe that we had that fight in us to keep going, and we were determined to win the game.
Andrea, could you talk a little bit too about Dahlman? And she had 17 points, but she only got 9 shots. It looked like you guys were effective keeping the ball away from her.
She was definitely one of our main focuses. I mean, they have very capable shooters all along their perimeter, and you know they're a very good team, and they work to get her a good shot and to get their shooters a good shot. And so we knew she was a player that we really had to stop, and she's just very efficient. So it kind of says a lot to her that she was able to get 17 points off of 9 shots. So hats off to her. But I think we did a pretty good job. You know, I think some of the shots she hit were really tough, and the fact that she only got 9 shots off says something about her perimeter defense.
Take a couple more.
How big was it that the team was able to flip the turnover narrative? I mean, not only were you forcing them, but you kept your numbers down and won that stat. I mean, how big is that?
Well, it was obviously huge. If you look at the games that we've lost, you know, we've had 20 plus turnovers in, you know, almost all of our losses, and in particular our last 3 losses. That turnovers has been very troubling for us all across the board with all of our players, and it was really a focus in our practices this week. You know, we're in the SEC part of the season, and we were running sprints for turnovers in practice, and that's something that you don't see very often, but our coaches really had to stress how important it is to take care of the basketball. You know, every time you turn it over, that's an opportunity that you've missed to put points on the board, and then it puts pressure on your defense, and then which in turn puts pressure on your offense, and you get into a cycle. And so I think taking care of the ball was huge, and it shows because we win.
There were a lot of fouls late in the game. Just how hard is it not to get flustered when you're getting whistled? You may not have thought that you fouled the person.
I think it's hard, but you have to remember that refs are people too, and you know they might not see it, or they might not. You know, if they call it, or you really just have to stay disciplined. And you know, in that time of the game, and when it's really close, you have to do all you can to make sure you don't give them any reason to call a foul. So you know, even if it wasn't a foul, if you made it look like it was a foul, or you were close, or you were out of position, they're probably going to call it. That's what they're taught to do. They're doing their job, and so you have to be in a position where they can't call it, where there's no doubt you didn't foul them. And so that's kind of us staying disciplined, and we'll go back and watch it on film and see some footwork things or some different things where we can avoid that.
All right, ladies, thank you very much.